Do you remember the time when you had no thoughts at all? Yeah, right. Like that ever happens? No thoughts? Zero thoughts? We have about 70,000 thoughts in a day. How can you not think? It's impossible. However, when you start overthinking, that is what causes stress and worry and fear. The overthinking. Do you recognize that? Please comment below. If you came to my channel, my name is Smets and I live a freedom lifestyle. And if you want to escape your 9-to-5, that's what all my videos are about, helping you achieve the freedom lifestyle. Do what you love, when you love, where you love, without losing any income. So let's talk about overthinking, because that is what most people, it paralyzes us to achieve our dream. It paralyzes us from actually taking action because we're overthinking in our head. But overthinking is our brain's attempt to have control. It's a safety mechanism, but control is an illusion. There is no such thing. It is an attempt though, and it's a safety mechanism to keep us safe, from real dangers, like back in the days, the tiger and we fight and flight response, However, your brain doesn't know the difference between the real danger or a fearful thought that's rumbling in your mind. So what can you do about it? I'm going to give you 5 steps to get rid of this overthinking and moving forward to create that freedom lifestyle that you really want. Number 1 is stop judging, stop blaming. Oh, I'm so frustrated. You blame yourself, you criticize yourself because you're overthinking. Stop doing that. Stop blaming yourself. Be curious. Have an alternate idea and explore. What is another thought? Explore that. I'm not saying shift from positive, from negative to positive, like, oh, you can just do that. No, you can't just shift right away. But I want you to explore your thought. Is there an alternative? And explore that. Be curious. Number 2, stop zooming into that thought. That's what happens. It's like we have this thought and then we completely zoom into that and it becomes way bigger, almost like it's gonna explode, right? It's like, ooh, sometimes we think about it so much and we analyze it from all different angles and it just zooms out. So I want you to, sorry, it's zooming in. So I want you to zoom out, right? Take a little bit, like a few steps back and then think, okay, how is this overthinking, how will it be in 10 years from now? What will it be in 5 years from now? What about 10 days from now? Like, will it still be this big? Will it still be this important? It's like, do a reality check. Like, is this really something I should worry about so much and overthink so much? Is this like really the real drama? And then when you observe it, it's almost like being the director of your own movie and taking a step back and doing a reality check, like, is this really, worth all this overthinking? That is definitely worth a try, because very often it's only a temporary situation, okay? So try to zoom out a little bit. Number 3, be more present, be more mindful. Here's the thing. Overthinking is caused, most of the time because we worry about something that's going to happen in the future. What if this? What if the worst case scenario? What if? What about staying in the present moment? That research has been done and that most people on average are spending 50% of their time in the past or in the future, but not in the present. That means that 50% of the time you're not present in your relationship, you're not present in your, in your conversations, in your work, in your career, in your self-care. Like 50% you're not present. So 50% you're not really living the life because you're constantly worried, about something in the past or worried about something in the future. Be more present here and now. Be more mindful. Focus on what's going on right here, right now. I'm sitting here, or I'm walking outside, or I'm standing in line in the supermarket, or I'm having a conversation. Be in the conversation. Be more mindful. Please comment below if you recognize any of these situations and if you can start, getting rid and changing that overthinking modus. Okay, number 4 is the power of repetition. Okay, this is huge. So the power of repetition is when you affirm something positive, you get more positive. When you affirm something negative and you repeat it over and over and over again, it will become negative. So if you repeat the same thought over and over and over again, it becomes a reality. So try to be aware what you're thinking about. If the power of repetition is just you repeating the same thought over and over again, you're blowing it up, and it's gonna create your reality. It's a simple rule of law of attraction. Think positive, attract positive. Think negative, attract negative. Overthinking is the same thing. You repeat, you repeat, you repeat. That's why affirmations work, but affirmations work as well in the positive as in the negative. Are you affirming something very positive, or are you affirming something negative? So if you're overthinking and constantly repeating and affirming that negative worst case scenario, that's what you're creating. So shift into repeating and affirming positive thoughts. What's the best case scenario that you can imagine, and repeat that. So be aware of the power of repetition, the power of affirmation. Remember, you cannot stop your thoughts. There's no such thing. You cannot shut it up. But if you resist a thought, it will persist. If you tell yourself, oh, I can't think about that. I cannot think about the pink elephant in the room. You know that one. Then what's going to happen? You have the image of the pink elephant in the room. So what you resist will persist. So you can't shut it off, but I want you to start, shifting and focusing more on another thought. Switch onto an alternative and then focus on that. And remember, the power of repetition and the power of affirmation goes as well for positive or for negative. Now, the 5th step is focus on the best case scenario. Most people always focus on the negative. What's the worst thing that can happen? It's a question that comes up a lot with people, like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, this and we always think about the worst case scenario. I want you to think about the best case scenario. What if you reach the success that you want? What if you have the goal that you want? Think about the best case scenario. That's what I want you to focus on. And automatically that overthinking and that, everything in your mind, it will fade away. I will give you the best quote that I, read was Dale Carnegie in his book, who he said, the secret to feeling miserable is having the leisure to think whether you're happy or not happy. So we think in our mind all the time, and it's our thought that creates us like, are we happy? Are we not happy? We're overthinking all of that, and the longer we stay in here in this overthinking mode, we create misery. Worst, depression. It can lead into depression. So he says, get your body moving, get into action, get that blood pumping, and getting into action and movement will drive the worry away from your mind. And it's true. Get busy with something different. It will drive the worry away. The more you focus on that thought that keeps you, overthinking, it just, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Please comment below. So stop overthinking. I hope these 5 tips were helpful. And if you want to talk to me, please book a call with me to make that plan to escape your 9 to 5. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. There's no place I'd rather